Hello everyone, my name is Leslie. Welcome back to my channel. This is a series of frugal thoughts. My frugal thought for the day has to do with college, and if you are someone who has a college-bound senior, I just wanted to share with you some information about that. I did want to first say that the reason why I have not been posting any videos, there's two reasons. One is because of that situation, which I did do a video about in my front lawn about just how terrible that is for me on the front lawn about the plumbing work we had done. And the second reason why is I'm going to show you is because of this little thing here. Her name is Mabel. Do you see her? Her name is Mabel. Isn't she adorable? She is our new puppy. She is 14. Oh, I'm covering that. She's 14 weeks. She is a Bernese Mountain Doodle and Poodle. It's called a Bernedoodle. My husband is allergic and my son is allergic, so we had to get like a hypoallergenic, what I call doodle dogs. Anyway, so she's been keeping me ridiculously busy because that's what puppies do. Anyway, in addition to working and everything else, I wanted to share with you, if you are someone, this is my frugal thought, if you are someone who is has a college-bound senior, and if you have hopefully by now received your college financial aid package from the colleges your child has been accepted to, I have two thoughts. The first is, don't accept what they're saying as the final solution or the final amount. I have said this before. For my third son, he went back to many of the schools that he had been accepted to and said, this isn't enough money. In nice words, obviously. Thank you very much I'm very interested in your college, but is there anything else, any more money that you could provide to us because, of our situation. Excuse me. We got anywhere between $4,000 and in one case $17,000 more when he asked. I will say that the school that my son Matthew, who's my fourth son, we did that, and they did come back and say, no, we have no more money for you, and that is actually my alma mater. That's another story. But anyway, so it might not work, but it may work, so that is something to consider. The second thing I wanted you to consider is that when you get that financial aid form, and I'm going to use the amount of $70,000, you're going to get, quote, let's say I'm going to make this simple, $50,000 worth of financial aid from the school, which would be great. This is just, I'm just using round numbers. And there's $20,000 left over. Oftentimes what they do is they say, of the $20,000, it's $3,000 per semester student work study contribution. Number one, that does not mean that they are giving you $3,000 per semester. That means that the university or college is expecting that the student will be working and contributing $3,000 per semester based on him or her doing work study. I will, as someone who was work study, I will tell you that depending on the college you go to, that can be really challenging, and depending on your major. And I was surprised that some of my kids are taking 5 classes a semester, and if you're an engineer or computer science or bio, like some of my kids are, that is really hard to be in these majors and be expected to work 5 to 10 hours a week. I remember telling my kids that when they were young that I used to work, I think, 12 hours a week and how difficult that was for me, and they laughed because 12 hours a week seems nothing, but when you spread it 4 days, 3-hour chunks, it's a big chunk of your time when you are an undergraduate or in college. So think about that and realize that $3,000 contribution is not, it's not money they're giving you. I always tell my children and my nephew that unless it says it begins with a G, grant or scholarship, a grant which is given, they are expecting, and sometimes you have to be really careful the way you read them, because sometimes they're loans. Like I have had people show me their contribution and it would say, it makes it seem like the college is loaning you the amount. So be really cautious of that. The second thing is the loans. All of my children have had contribution. They all worked starting from the time they were 15 or 16, definitely by 16. So they had quite a bit of money. They worked a lot in high school and over the summers. And so then so in addition to the work study contribution, they will also have like, it will be I should have brought one of my kids' financial aid things, but it would be phrased in such a way that it makes it sound like, oh, and you're going to get this money from a loan. And that sounds great, but I think it's really important while you're going through this discussion with your child to remember that loans need to be repaid. A friend of mine told me that similar to the situation, of that $20,000 of the 70 that you need to pay for, $3,000 each semester is money that they're expecting the student to contribute. So suddenly you're looking at it like, wow, that's $6,000. We kind of have to come up with. The rest of the $14,000, I'm just making these numbers up. Let's say it was $7,000 each semester. I don't even know if you can take $7,000 each semester, I guess with different loans and private and federal loans. So now we're talking $20,000 that you have to come up with every year. Hopefully you have done something to save for your child, but not everyone has, or not everyone is in a situation, or they just haven't. So if check to make sure that on the bottom or wherever it is about the loans, that you realize that is, easier said than done, I would say. You are going to be expected to pay back those loans, you and or your child, presumably. If you have $14,000 taken out to pay for freshman year, that doesn't sound overwhelming, but then you times that by 4 years, that becomes $56,000, and that starts to become overwhelming. I know that salaries have gone up tremendously since I graduated from college, but I will tell you that it was hard for me to pay my student loan back. Back in the 80s when I went to college, they really limited how much you could take out. Back then they called the guaranteed student loan, I think then it became a Stafford loan. I hope I'm saying the right thing. So I did pay off. I remember being very conscious about paying off my student loans as soon as possible, because if you watch this channel, you know I do not like to owe anyone any money, and I really don't like spending money on interest. So those are just my thoughts. Make sure you realize and that you are looking and realizing that when you're looking at your college your college financial aid package, that you realize that some of that money is not money that is being given to you. It is money that they are expecting you to either work for during the school year, or that they want you to take out a loan. This is Leslie. Please let me know your thoughts on this. And I just wanted to end I probably shouldn't do this at the end because it's controversial, but I will tell you that Dave Ramsey is very much against spending taking loans out for college. He 100% does not believe in that going to a particular college makes a difference. I do disagree with him on that to some extent. I do believe that going to the college, that for a student going to a college that he or she wants to go to, as long as you can do it within the constraints of your family, it can make a difference in where a person goes to college. That's just been my experience. So he and I disagree. He feels strongly that you can go wherever, and there's a large part of truth to that, but I think that those 4 years college experience make a difference. So my name is Leslie. Thank you for watching this channel. And hopefully this month, and you have made your decision by, I think it's May 1st. I had one of my children who made the decision, I think at 11:40 on May 1st, and woke up the next day deeply in regret. I actually contacted where he is right now and said, hey, is it okay if he still comes? He put down this school. He regrets it. He wants to come to your school. And so, hopefully you will not have that same experience. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and good luck this month if you have a student. Bye-bye now.